Hello and welcome to another Sonic Lab. Today we're looking at the Wavedrum Global Edition, which is the latest version in Korg's Wavedrum family. The original Wavedrum X was introduced in 2009. In 2011 they did a slightly upgraded version of the Wavedrum Oriental with a few more voices in, and this is the latest iteration. It's very much an evolution. It's based on the originals and not a great deal has changed. There are a few differences underneath the hood, but I'm not going to go through the instrument in complete depth. We've already sort of looked at it, and if you want you can check out the videos we've already done. Here's a link to the Wavedrum X review, and here's our quick look at the Oriental version. Now, if you haven't seen those videos and you don't want to watch them right now, I'll give you a very brief run through of what it's all about. If you do know what it's about, then use this link and it'll skip forward to the next section. It'll be about a minute and a half. So as you can see, it's based on a regular drum format. It uses a standard synthetic skin or head here. They give you a drum key so you can adjust the tension in these bolts if you wish. When you play the drum, what you do gets picked up by several sensors. There's sensors for the head, there's one under here, and there's a pressure sensor underneath the skin. So if you press down, it also changes some of the parameters. The other sensors are mounted in the rim, and the head and the rim, can either operate independently or together to create the sound. So when you strike the head or the rim, either with hands, sticks, brushes, whatever, the acoustic sound that you make is picked up by the sensors, and the first thing it goes through is a DSP process. There's a whole bunch of different synthesis techniques involved. These elements combine in different ways to create algorithms. The algorithms work in combination with PCM instruments, which are also on board. Now, there's a certain number of algorithms and a certain number of PCM instruments, and these are the things that primarily change between the different models. For single algorithms, the head and the rim act separately. So in effect, you've got four different sound sources. You've got the head algorithm and PCM instrument. You've got the rim algorithm and PCM instrument. But some algorithms, mainly those ones that model acoustic instruments, are a bit more complex. And in that case, they're called double algorithms, and they combine the head and rim together. So a combination of algorithm and PCM instrument forms a program. There's a number of programs that come with the machine, and there's an equal number of user slots so you can edit and create and save your own. Okay, so that's a brief look at what's going on. So what are the differences between the different models? So Korg UK sent me a breakdown of the specs. So if we look at the DSP algorithms first, they've all got the same 26 single-size algorithms. Where they vary is the double-size ones. The original has got 10, the Oriental's got 19, and the new Global Edition's got 34 double-size algorithms. Looking at PCM instruments, original's got 100 head and rim, the Oriental's got 150 each, and the new Global Edition has got 200. Same with programs, 100 on the original, 150 Oriental, 200 on the Global. When it comes down to loop phrases, again, the original has 100, that's up to 140 with the Oriental, and the Global Edition is similarly got 140. Also on this list is EUP and ERP compliance, and the only one that's ERP compliant is the new Global Edition. Apparently this is a new EU directive about energy saving. New electrical products have to have an auto power off feature, and this one is now compliant. Street prices are obviously going to vary, but on this list, the original is 341, the Oriental is 483, and the new Global is 499, and that's all in UK pounds. Right, that's enough paperwork for now. Let's go through a few of the new program sounds. Now, bear in mind, I'm not a percussionist, I'm not a drummer, I'm a guitarist, if anything, but I will bash a few bits and pieces and give you an idea of what some of the new sounds sound like. Okay, it's been a few years since I first looked at the Wavedrum when it came out, and I haven't got the original here. I can't do a direct comparison, but my impression is it just sounds better than the original. Bigger, fatter, I don't know, there's a lot more bottom end, there's more top end, there seems to be more separation and dynamic range in the sound. In part, that's going to be due to the number of new algorithms, there's new PCM instruments too, so they've got a bigger palette of sounds to play with. But despite that, it seems to be enhanced in terms of the overall sound of the unit and, let's say, the playability. So let's go back to the paperwork and see what's going on. So amongst the stuff we already know about, there are a few clues as to what they've been up to. Here it says that the fundamental sounds, such as acoustic instruments, have been enhanced. Also, there's increased pickup precision, provides improved dynamic range for low and high pitches, as well as enhanced response for soft sounds, making the instrument more sensitive. Also, a new input sensitivity parameter has been added, supporting a wide range of users from beginners to pros. I was told by Korg UK that they've increased the sensitivity to make it a bit easier for beginners to play and get good sounds out of. If you're a professional, if you've got one and you've got used to the way that Wavedrum Original responds, you can go back to that. But there's also an added sensitivity parameter, so you can change it even more. You can tweak it to your liking. So to sum up, let's go through the pros and cons. The biggest pro in my book is that it's based on the new generation Wavedrum series, which is a great instrument. They've enhanced it with this version. There's more instruments, there's more algorithms. It's an enhanced, better instrument, there's no doubt about that. And moving to the cons, the biggest disadvantage for me is that it's still based upon the original Wavedrum X. It's the same chassis, it's the same instrument with all the foibles and irritations that that had. Now, some are small issues and largely a matter of taste. I mean, for me, for example, I really don't get on with these metal spikes at the sides here. They're meant so you can ratchet a stick against them, but I never use that and they just hurt my hands. I'd grind them off if it was me. Also, metal rim. Why metal? Why not kind of rubber or something a bit more resilient that you can play with sticks a bit better? And one thing about the new Global Edition is you only get a printed quick start guide, which is it's basic, it'll get you going, but you won't find anything really in-depth, like even how to use the loops. The full user guide comes on a CD, but you know, some computers don't have CD drives anymore. I had to go to a print shop and get this printed out, and you will need it printed because you need to really refer to this thing. It's pretty hard to program it without. And talking about programming, you've still got your work cut out, given that there's still just a 3-character display. Would have been great to have an LCD display, a few more characters telling you what's going on with all those parameters that you can get out and tweak. And now we get to the biggest elephant in the room, which is of course the lack of data connectivity. What I'd personally love to see more than anything else on this instrument would be a USB socket on the back. So if you're doing all this in-depth editing of programs and you come up with your own fantastic sounds and you store them in user banks, how do you export them? There's no way. If you buy another machine, you can't export the sounds from one to another. You can't have firmware updates via USB. And for example, a software editor would be absolutely fantastic. It's so hard to program, given the complexity of it, with the display you have and the controls you have, that a software editor would be absolute godsend. It happens in the synth world. It'd be great if it could happen for this instrument as well. It feels a little like Korg have been coasting with this particular series. But the Wavedrum, it's remained pretty much as is since 2009. I think there's a big opportunity for taking it forward. I'd love to think that the next version will. But let's not let that detract from the fact that this is a fantastic instrument. It's great fun to play, it's very responsive, it's affordable, it's portable. If you're going to get one, it's a no-brainer to get this version. If you've got one of the early versions, you've already got a good instrument, but this does offer a few more extra sounds. And as they say on the packet, it's got increased sensitivity for extra fun. I have to say, in general, I like this instrument.